What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today has been a very action-packed day for the Blast Global Finals 2020. We have had a liquid get 2-0'd by NaVi, looking strong as ever, looking stronger than ever before. With a NaVi with potential to win the tournament, NaVi with potential to go far, a NaVi that looks good, which is amazing to see. We also had this game of Astralis v Vitality, which I thought would go the other way. Probably should have been a 2-0 for Vitality. This Dust 2 comeback was ridiculous and should not have happened from Astralis. A couple of really nice clutches to get in there. But I think if this was played again, even tomorrow, which it might be, I reckon Vitality would pick it up. But, this is not the part of the video where we look at predictions, so on to what we're looking at today. We are going to be looking at, I don't know why I clicked off it, we're going to be looking at the Astralis Vitality, and we're going to be looking at the Vitality Overpass T side, which they won 7-4 to give them the 16-10 scoreline. So they entered in with the 9-6 first half on the CT side, which is pretty standard, I'd say. It still acts as a favoured CT map, really. T sides are not being exploited as they could be. But yeah, okay, so let's hop into the demo. Hopefully that can all be seen. Please. Yep, okay, we're good. Okay, so pissed around, Vitality go into a... I haven't actually seen the demo, so I'm going to be new for me as well. So we have 2 playgrounds, 1 con, so it's very defaulty, waiting for bushes, seeing what Astralis are going to do. So Astralis are down in this, they're the ones that feel like they have to make a play, and they have this con stack. So now we have the RPK and Zyru towards long. Apex gets sniped off from con. Masuta gets one and done. And now they're kind of in a hard spot because I don't know what they're supposed to do about the bomb being dropped back there. It's hard for them to... Okay, especially with them not getting anything there. So they need to go and clear out at least one of these con players. Apex hits some nice shots to end that round. But it's very defaulty, there was no strat there from Vitality. Waiting for Astralis to make a play and they walked into their setup. They couldn't really do much about that. Maybe a bit more direction would have been better, but it's Astralis, you don't know if they're going to be making a play. They have... sometimes they push on their pistol rounds, but it's good for them. They win pistol, which is going to be one of the few rounds they get this half. So, part of their force, Vitality go all A side, 4-3 playground. I think Overpass is one of the hardest and yet easiest maps to win the force because you have all these long range duels which are not always going to benefit your weapons, but the ability to make space and to take space away, which you're more inclined to do when you're on half buys, is very strong. On Overpass as well. There's a lot of space to take. Got Zyru entering. Oh, crisp. So now, by Astralis letting them have the site with only one, they only had to kill one person to get on the site. I love these long hits because they make it seem so easy to open up the site. But yeah, Astralis only had to kill one. Shots with a nice trade. And then the round crumbles, so they pierce their way through long. It's the perfect way to execute A, even without util. They just, a couple flashbangs, explode onto the site. The one player has no chance. And even if he didn't get 1D'd by Zyru, I think he would have been killed relatively quickly. Maybe getting 1 or 2 max. And then Vitality know it's going to be the... I mean, interesting choice of Astralis and not Eco. I mean, they're going to have to do another Eco round after this, after their full Deagle buy. So I'm not exactly sure what their economy management is here. This is very odd. That's quite strange. Oh wait, never mind, they have to force, I don't know what I'm saying. They have to force, obviously, because if they ecoed now, they'd have no loss bonus, so that makes sense. With Vitality now in a pretty strong place. They've taken long control again. At the start of 2020, NiP had some amazing long executes, which they do completely from long. Mollies, did smother the site. Important trade. This is such a key part of Overpass. They're playing together, they can trade all these CTs at every step. Something that Astralis weren't doing at all. Does that do anything? No. So then they just use their util to pounce into the site. It's really strong stuff that they're playing together. They're not just hoping that they can win all the fights by themselves. They're playing strong CS. I actually reloaded it that time, didn't you? So come on, let's go. Yeah, jumping back 10 gets the kill. Love to see it. If you're Zip, you just feel so useless. You can't fight a jumping Mac 10. So now they should know it's an eco. Astralis really shouldn't buy anything at all here. But coming off the force by win has really put Vitality in a strong place to close the map relatively quickly. So now they're on kind of a B default. Very... It's just a shooting gallery. A bit slow to react on that one, but the shooting cleans it up. They only came into that with BT50. Bad look of it. I love the 6-man rosters. I think they really help to make a map pool so much more dynamic. They make their map pool so much stronger. In a way, it puts every other team at a disadvantage because you've got these players that are coming in for specialist maps. They're so good at them. They're players that are not having too much pressure put on them. And if they don't perform well, it's only for one map. If they... Oh shit, I'm missing all the action, okay. Oh, hate to see it. No head armor for Astralis. Nearly. Masuta cleans up Zip. I mean, because of how they're playing, Vitality still have a pretty strong chance, but he gets picked off, and then Masuta, who's having a very average game. So yeah, it looks good for Vitality. It's strong, good, very trade-based, and when they're losing rounds, apart from the pistol, but that one was close, they had a bomb plant. Look at that util set from Sharks. He's extinguished the molly that he knows is going to come on short side. Put so much pressure on this B site without having to fire a shot, without having to put himself in danger. And now they come up 3 up mid, 1 long. Yeah, once you've missed it, Apex, you can't do it. It's unlucky from Sharks. But this round that they're losing, it feels, because it's so disjointed, it's pretty clear when you're watching it like this why they're losing it. The execute doesn't feel like they're all pushing together, it feels like they're all just sat there waiting for the picks, and if the picks don't come their way, they have no option. And then, let's just watch some Zyru things. No way he gets this. Surely Astralis, oh no, Astralis let them have a solo. That should not be possible. That is so excellently played, but Astralis they give him 3 1v1s. They're not playing together. They know it's Zyru. They should be better than that. And it gives Vitality the 13th round. At this point, the match is over. As far as I'm concerned, you need an amazing comeback with no mistakes. The game's over. If you can't even convert a 3v1, you're gonna have to pull something very nasty out of the hat to win. It's not even like Zyru's hard carrying. It's 21 and 10, very impactful frags, clutches. Can't even blame it on them getting carried. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, so maybe against the eco they should play a bit more careful. Yeah, I mean he just goes in by himself, catches off Glaive there. I mean Shocks. I mean it's fair enough if you're gonna one-tap them. Like, look at this form. He did not have this in Dust. If he was playing like this in Dust, they would have won the entire series as 2-0. I mean, in that case, the kills come to them. They're always playing together. Like, if Shock gets too much pressure, the 2 people in con swing open the door, they can fight. It just feels all too easy for Vitality. They're not doing a whole lot. They're hitting the shots where they need to, but they're not doing that much. Now we've got a full B execute fast coming in. Who's on the entry? Masuta. Yes, here Astralis have taken short, but whether or not that's... How has he not seen him? 1080 by 1080? And finally, Astralis have locked down a site properly, despite a full execute coming in. I mean, this is so choreographed. When you've been gone for a minute, come back down with 20 seconds, it's obvious where you are. I think if I was in Shox's position, it's Astralis, they're going to push for info. You could just hold. Hope you get the 1v1. I mean, many like smaller teams, shittier teams would probably just sit on the site and wait. And maybe if they've got bomb, one of them would look at heaven, but it's Astralis, they're proactive. They've clearly, obviously going to find out the info that you're not there. Maybe pushing would be maybe like holding would be the best option, but it doesn't matter for Vitality. They're 14-9 up for Vitality. they get 3 kills, so it's majority dead. That is a miss smoke, surely. It's amazing pressure from Shox. He just has to stay alive in that position and make sure that Astralis know that they cannot take this control for free, and that Vitality know they have that control. That's sloppy from Astralis. They can't be boosted that late in the round when they have all the info on B. I think the round's over, isn't it? There's no possible way you could win this. And it feels like they're just waiting. They're playing so perfectly. They have the perfect reads. When Astralis push, they know they're pushing with 2 or 3 people on B, so they immediately speed up and hit A. It's quite lucky that they catch Device, and I don't know who else it was boosting, but it's honest. It's just do you get this? Nice. Got so much money they can afford to do that. But it just feels so perfect the way they play and they react to. It's not just Astralis push short, push B short, and then they sit there and they wait and they try and regain the control. They immediately know what's happening. They think the fast thinking from Apex, the cool, let's just go A, is pretty amazing to see, and that's what wins on this T side really, and that and the fact that they're playing so well together. I feel like they're fed a bit too much. Like sometimes Astralis either push and feed them the kills, or I know what happens there. I've seen the clip, but Astralis either push and give them kills, or they sit back on the sites, and it's so choreographed what's happening. But even in the 1v4, although they're gonna throw it, they play so careful. They now have the info on Device. They think there's no possible way. There's no way you could win this. I'm gonna go watch Device for this. Oh, it's a second after it where he's like, "Wait, did I get them all?" I mean, Vitality know that like that's a stupid mistake for them to make, but they know it's not going to happen again. I mean, there's probably a seed of doubt in at least Apex's mind that they could come back from that. They've saved an AK, but I mean, they really. I'm not watching the right side today. They really just have to put it behind them. But it's this pressure that Shox. I think Shox is the real reason that they win this T side. This pressure is always on B. It means that Astralis cannot get the info, and if they do, they have to back off after. Just the trading is so strong. And they execute together. And then, I mean, these last couple rounds have not been that strong for them. Yeah, Apex is left in a 1v1. And he has so many options. He doesn't know where Device is. Device could be flanking. Device is likely to be flanking. Device is in fact flanking, but Device has brained himself. And he's gone A, and the bomb is B. You could say it's 50-50, but Now he's been spotted, it's all over essentially. There's no way. Like, what would most people do in this position? Most people would back off to shore, play time, but not apex. Look at that. That's so smart to play there. You know, it's the one time that you're gonna catch them out, maybe with a smoke in hand, maybe with a flash, maybe with their kit, with their like. They're thinking about the bomb at that point. They're not thinking about finding you. And that's very well executed from Vitality. So that's a very good seaside on Overpass. No flashy executes. Just playing really well off what Astralis do. So tomorrow we have this game, the Vitality v NaVi game, and the Astralis be the winner. Who? Oh, this is so tough. I don't know whether I'm gonna back Vitality. I think Vitality should be able to 2-1 that. What do the maps look like? They don't see Vitality don't play train. And then NaVi have to pick Nuke, which they could win against Vitality. The Nuke pick wouldn't be surprising. Maybe Vitality pick Dust or Inferno. Then maybe it ends up on Overpass as a decider. I don't know where. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna go 2-1 for Vitality for that game, and then I'm gonna say if it gets to Vitality. Right, okay. I'm gonna give two options for this. If it's Astralis v Vitality, I'm gonna say Vitality 2-1 it. If it's Astralis v NaVi, I'm gonna say Astralis 2-1 it. So yeah, those are my predictions. These are my ones for yesterday. I got the Vitality and Astralis one the wrong way round, but honestly, Vitality should have won that. I'm surprised they didn't. That Dust 2 should not have come back for Astralis. And then NaVi v Liquid, even more convincing. That's the strong NaVi I wanted to see today, and that gives me hope for them. Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen in tomorrow's video, because I might do it late enough that we've seen the winner of this, because then if we've seen the winner of this, I can do a review of the tournament. Yeah, so I'll probably do it after the Astralis Vitality, and it will come up the next day. And then we're going to look at the CS Summit 7 tournament. Exciting. Right, okay, thank you for watching. Have a good night.